Welcome to the Still Drippin' Happy Hour. This is your host, Mason, and on the move tonight, we got Hayes Holla.
Just the two of us so far, Batman, Robin, Donkey and Shrek.
Batman and Robin. If you're viewing on YouTube, you can see I'm not in my normal setup. We are traveling right now and back in the, what did we call it during COVID? The motherland?
Are you
of Florida.
So that's with your family, or is this? I thought it was a work trip.
This is a work trip.
This is a work trip. Okay. You
Yeah.
said it sounded like you were going to Disneyland or something.
Nope.
It's
that
not
was
fun.
last November. So yeah, not a fun trip. I hit 5 hospitals today, and then I got 3 more tomorrow. So I am pretty tired, pretty worn out.
Yeah.
Coming straight off a bachelor trip this past weekend too.
Oh, where'd you go?
It was in Phoenix, Arizona. So that was pretty fun. A lot of fun.
You go to a Suns game, or what'd you do?
No, we played a round of golf. We also went putt-putt golf. Tiger Woods' new putt-putt thing.
Oh, I didn't know he had one there.
Yeah, it's called Pop Stroke. It's pretty dope, actually.
So is it like the putt-putt equivalent to Topgolf, I guess?
Similar, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was more of a professional style putt-putt. No crazy.
Yeah, duck with his pants down.
Right. Right.
I just made that up.
Yeah, I can tell. But yeah, how have you been, Hayes?
This has been a really weird 2 days. I think you'd probably totally agree. So, if you're living under a rock, there was a shooting in Nashville. It feels like a month ago, and that was just yesterday morning. And it involved a lot of kids, and that's just I haven't felt how I felt. I've only felt that way one other time, and that was 9/11. I remember how that felt, and I remember how that felt yesterday. You're like, really in Nashville?
Right.
I mean, kids,
yeah,
it's heavy.
It is. It is. I was late in getting to the airport yesterday because I knew that I just didn't want to sit in the car alone. And it's just one of those things. I usually don't drop Elliot off at school, but I did yesterday for the 3rd time at this school that he goes to now, and just getting home, packing to go on a trip, and then getting that news. It was not good. I mean, it was just you feel that every time something like this happens, but I mean, to be right down the street, I played basketball in that gym growing up, and Dan actually, I think that's where Dan got married, right? And it's just, Nashville is a big city now, but it still feels like everybody's 1 to 2 degrees of separation. And so if you don't know somebody that was directly affected, you know somebody that knows somebody that was directly affected, which is a weird thing for a city that's as big as Nashville is, but it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, especially what I'll add on is that especially if you are involved in church in any way, shape, or form in Nashville, it's really everybody. It feels like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know anybody. I have, to your point, I've got a bunch of connections elsewhere, but nobody that I personally knew. And fortunately, man, fortunately, there's only 3 kids, only 3 kids. And that's hard to say that's good news, but obviously that could have been a lot worse. And
yeah, it's hard to imagine how it wasn't worse, to be honest.
And it sounded like she was prepared for it to be a lot worse, which that makes it that means that the police responded really fast and they were, did their job really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just was thinking I know we're on the exact same page. Like all day relatively related to this. I was like, and we have a sneaker podcast.
Yeah,
And it seems so trivial today. Like so but maybe that's the we have always said that it's more than sneakers and it really is it feels like it's four times like this turns out. Even though it's called a sneaker podcast, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think so. Um, I think we could probably agree that like if we were scheduled to do the podcast yesterday, I don't know if it would have got done.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like we're able to. Yeah, it's hard to say we're starting. I guess starting to heal is a good thing, but for us, it's a weird feeling of it happened in our city, but it's not that much different if it happened somewhere else, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. It's a weird line of like, what am I healing from? I guess you just don't take things for granted, and you realize the evil in the world and is real, and it could be just right across the street from you, and but at the same time, it's like there's not really like anything you can do but keep living the way you live your life, right?
Yeah.
And it seems so messed up to say that, but um, it's kind of like you don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Um
it was
that
it was
was
tough to leave.
I add I mean I agree with all that. Um it's really difficult being a parent watching these things happen. But to your
Yeah,
point, man, like you can have all the arguments. I hate that part about all of this. You can have all the arguments about everything. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not trying to make this about me, I'm just making a point. I think 2 weeks ago, if you go back and check the tape, I think one of the things I said when I was talking about something, and you know how my rants go, and I feel like I give a bigger sense that I'm a right than I actually am, but I know I'm not left either, right? I know that much.
right.
I try to make that really evident, but I'm pretty sure 2 weeks ago I said something along the lines of, "I don't understand why you need an AR-15." I'm pretty sure I said that, and the thing is, when things like this happen, these people are getting the guns not legally, and so you could ban all the guns in the world, and if you're going to do bad, you're going to find a way to do it. Period. And it doesn't matter if it's a gun or a knife or machete or a AK-47. Um, And if it's, I could just go down this huge rant about all of this whole topic. That is, it just makes me even more upset about the circumstances as they are. And it's
Yeah,
easy to sit there and say, "Oh, it's because she had three guns. She got them illegally. She could have had a bazooka." And if you're crazy, you're going to do these things because the world isn't perfect. The
right.
world isn't perfect, and this is how it's going to be until God comes back.
Yeah. No, yeah, like you said, I mean, there's no reason that somebody should be able to access those, but at the same time, like there's no reason for a lot of things. And and yet they still happen, right? I mean, it, it's sad to say, but like, you're right. I mean, while there's no reason, that's not the only blame for it. There's plenty of other things, and it's just I just think a lot of it goes back to our whole entire society, country is built on money. And a lot of
Man,
people,
you've been listening to me too long.
well,
I'm
I
just kidding.
mean, just in general, like if you look at a lot of the issues of our society, it's not it's a money issue because you can buy everything with money, and that's just what it comes down to. So uh, in a lot of other countries, I don't feel like there's and you can say what you want. I am definitely a capitalist, and in the true sense of the word, and when it comes to an economy based perspective, but I can recognize that a whole society based on only money can be troublesome, and I think you're seeing that now. But the biggest thing that I've learned in counseling is you cannot rationalize irrationality.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. If somebody's that irrational that they think that it's one of their only options, whether it's going into a school and killing innocent people and taking innocent away from kids, like there's no way we can sit around and talk about what could rationalize this, because there's not any, right? It's it's irrational. That's the sense of the word. It seems so stupid to
Yeah.
even say that, but I mean that's what it is. Obviously this person needed help, and even just think about their family. Like their family is thinking, how could I know somebody that does something this evil? And it's like that could be like anybody that we know could just go off the edge and not seek help, not be offered help. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm not making excuses. It's just sad that some kind of evil like this is in our world, and obviously it feels like in America this happens a lot, which really sucks. But yeah, politics out of the question. If somebody had a concrete answer, I'm sure that we would all be on board, but I don't think it's that simple. It's not a political thing. It's just a human thing. And so, yeah, when you try to use this to push a political agenda, which I didn't see much of like the local news doing, but a lot of the national news that covered it, it just kind of, I think I watched about 60 seconds and just can't do it.
I couldn't even get that far.
Yeah.
This isn't the point of any of this to either, but it also just generally goes to tell you the society we are in is that there's such a low level of trust in the government. And so then you just don't believe anything, that you question everything, and you should, whether whoever's mouth it comes out of, and always know that it's probably motivated by money somewhere and it's not genuine. But I hate there's that level of total distrust with the system.
Yeah.
I don't like that part either.
Yeah, it's just messy.
It's just messy. You know what? I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray.
Do it.
And if you're listening to this podcast right now, you're listening to a sneaker podcast, and you're thinking to yourself, what's going on? Then congratulations, you've been tricked into thinking that this is a sneaker podcast. And it's just sneakers is what ties us together. And here's what I know, even though I get this wrong all the time, is that there's a Savior, and He loves you. If you're listening to this podcast, and He wants a relationship with you, it's never too late. And don't play the game and trick yourself into thinking that you're by yourself, because you're not. That's a big fat lie from the devil. And Jesus came to earth because God sent Him here, because the man could not do this on his own, and He took it for us, and He loves you. And I hope you're listening to this and you say to yourself that I want to look more into having a relationship with God. And it came from a sneaker podcast. All right. Lord, pray for the families of these kids and these older people that died yesterday, God, in a senseless thing that doesn't make any sense, but it makes total sense in the context of we're in a really broken, sick world where people are hurting, and there's a liar who runs this world, and he is really good at deceiving us, and we fall for it every time. That's why we needed your Son to handle all that for us. I'm so grateful, God. But be with these families. And I'm a dad, and Mason's a dad, and so is Landon and Dan. And it hits home a lot when you're a father or in a mother, and much less the church community as it is in Nashville, God, and just give everyone peace, especially these parents and these families. God, I'm not going to say the lady's name, but I pray for her and her. Hope she managed to meet you along the way through this journey somehow, some way, and that I know the people that were the victims yesterday are believers as well, and they're having the same conversation with themselves at a level that Mason and I cannot understand, which is forgiveness. And today, that sucks. That makes me mad today. And you're big enough to handle me being mad about that today. So bless everyone that's listening to this podcast and help us to not forget what's more important, and that is community and fellowship with you. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. I think that might be the first time that we've prayed on live. We've prayed a ton right after the episode or before the episode. But I think it might be the first time. Let's see. I'm going to let you...
where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
Where do we go?
You're even talking to a guy that doesn't have any sneakers or hasn't bought any sneakers. What is my purpose on this thing? I'm trying to get the link from Dan. Are you doing the same thing?
Yeah.
I'll try it.
The updated one.
That's what I sent him. Oh, here we go.
The last one. Okay. All right. Well,
yeah. Where do we go from here? I don't even know. Where do you want to go from here? Let me think of something.
I heard something on a podcast that brightened my day, and I know that we have talked about Nipsey Hussle a little bit. I remember you telling a story about when you met him. Hold on one second. What's up, Landon? All you've missed so far is us talking about the events that happened in Nashville. And I say all you missed. That's going to be pretty much the whole podcast. But Hayes prayed, and now we're here. So we're somewhat transitioning, but I'm sure you kind of have the same sentiments that we have from the last day and a half. Anything you want to add?
I'm good. On to sneakers.
On to sneakers. All right. I'm trying to find more details on this, but essentially, so Nipsey Hussle and Puma have a partnership, and aside from their partnership and the money that they pay out, Puma has been not advertising this, but been donating money to the trust funds of his children. And it's not in the contract, anything, they're still paying normal royalties or whatever their agreement is. But I think it was Nipsey's brother was just on a podcast and just mentioned that out of the blue. Wow. So that's why I kept the More Than Sneakers up here, because that's not common. Usually if a company would do that, right, they would use it for advertising or for that. What can this do for us? Can this get us goodwill in the marketplace? But it never was leaked by anyone from Puma. It came from Nipsey's own family. I assume that Puma probably had no idea that he was going to mention this. But, you know, when people do good things like this, they should be rewarded for it. And that's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty interesting, something that I hadn't heard. And guess just to continue on a little bit of the More Than Sneakers of a company doing good, not for the money, which is very rare, as we talk about all the time on this podcast. So I don't know if you guys saw that. You can look into it.
I didn't. That's cool.
But yeah, Marathon Clothing and Puma have a partnership, and that's where that started. But it's really cool to hear. So,
well, I'll make a couple comments, and we've already prayed on this podcast, so this is obviously going to just be a little bit different. But what it makes me think of is, Jesus is talking about the Pharisees, right? And he says, better to pray alone, right, without people seeing you, than the Pharisees that got up and did these big elaborate prayers and used all these fancy words and yada yada yada. So it's kind of like that is what you're saying is what is exactly your point. It's like another thing, and this is, I swear, I'm just going to use this as an example. This isn't I hope you hear my heart, is that I really diligently try throughout the year to find things that I can give money to that is not because of a tax donation, for that very reason, is that whether it's cash or whatever it might be. I mean, I really try to find things that I'm not just giving because I can write it off on my taxes. And in fact, that I don't give a crap. Don't send me a 1099 or whatever. But that's really respectable by Puma. That's cool. That's a great story.
Yeah, it is really cool. Landon, anything to add on that one?
Every year, the Firefighters of America call me, and I give them a $28 donation for a show that I don't attend. They call me every year, and literally what keeps me going is just you can tell the guys, it's like it's the firefighters that call. You can tell they've just been beaten up all day long, and to hear a yes, like just the life and their response just makes me happy. So I like to spread joy, and I like to help the firefighters. So,
not to be a buzzkill, but are those firefighters that are actually calling you, or is that just a telemarketer?
Well, they say they're firefighters.
I mean, I got a fair point. I have a fair point. I think they're conning you a little bit. That's cool that you do that.
That is cool. Way to go, Landon. Because I'm one of the people who they call before you, and they get hung up on.
I'm one. See, listen, and then I'm right in the middle where I'm like, "Yeah, man, just send it to me in the mail," and then I don't fill it out, which sucks because I'm in sales and like I shouldn't treat people like that. I should just
That's
give them
terrible.
a no.
See, I sympathize with them because I used to work at a call center. I used to be the person on the other side of the line.
Fair enough. All right, well, that's a good more than sneakers moment. Let's hop out of this and we'll go into our next one. What do we have? Oh, we didn't even kick this podcast off the right way. Anyways, we'll do that at the end, but we do have a Grateful discount code if you're listening. GratefulApparel.com. Got some cool shirts. Here is two of the newest shirts they have. They've got an Easter shirt coming out.
Yeah, this is a special collab. This is a special drop for Easter.
Yep.
It's a dope one.
It's got a maybe Americanized looking Jesus. Maybe not factual, but I think you sell more stuff if you put a white Jesus on there, right? So.
Oh my gosh! What a comment!
What? It's true. That's not what Jesus would have looked like. At least I don't think.
But you just said, I think they sell more stuff because they put a white Jesus on it.
Well, it's probably true.
Look, this is based on his facial features. This is not a white Jesus.
Based on his facial features, he just has facial hair.
It's a cartoon. Features?
No, it looks more Arabic. Like that, I could from here. I'd be like, oh, look, he's from Area.
Okay. Well, if you say so, then I'll take back all that I just said.
We can do a poll on that.
Is this white Jesus? About that. We'll just move on. It's actually a pretty cool shirt. Anyways.
Oh my gosh, we go from worse news to worse.
Well,
let's go.
Actually, why don't we just put this slide up for you real quick?
No, baby. Oh, baby.
So the Solomon Skinny. Where's your intro? Let me get to that. I am just off my rocker today.
Welcome to the Solomon Skinny. Your host, Landon Parrish. Welcome to the Solomon Skinny. Your host.
I don't know why that came across so slow. Was that slow for you guys?
It played
No.
twice.
It played twice.
On mine,
Twice
I
is
only
nice.
heard it once, but it was half.
I
speed,
can't
guess.
believe you have an intro for that. And can we do the Hoka rundown after this?
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
no.
a Hoka. What?
We don't have a Hoka rundown.
You better believe we don't. My wife came
No.
home with a pair of Hokas the other week.
So yeah,
That
my
was
wife has some
awkward.
Hokas for running. Regardless, is this shoe a response to the Solomon wave? It looks like a Solomon, doesn't it?
No, man. This is a retro of the Air Terra.
Well,
They dropped
I know
these
that.
like years ago. Supreme did a collab with these like years before Solomon
But there's
hit
like
the-
4 that just came out like recently this year. This looks like a Solomon. This is a response to Solomon
What do
getting
you
hyped.
qualify as a takeover though? Like they haven't took over nothing.
There's the thing. Outdoor lifestyle is like in now. Like ACG, this is probably the most profitable ACG has been for Nike in the history of that division of Nike. It's a marvelous time.
Did you say rock style lifestyle?
Said
Rock
outside.
style lifestyle, life won't make it. Make it. Then someone say wasted. Go
Are you
ahead.
done?
Idiot.
Are you done? Are you done? Cool. But it's gotten so cool that you just have these people wearing these shoes that could take them literally to Mount Everest, and they're just wearing them to the store to get groceries. And power to them. Hopefully, it will inspire at least one out of every 10 people that purchases the shoe to go make a good, conscious decision and go climb a mountain or something.
Make a
Okay.
good conscious decision to go climb a mountain or something.
All right. Is that it for the Solomon Skinny, or did you have anything else for us?
I'm not prepared. That's all I got. I know Solomon's
Okay.
still holding it down. They've not only taken over the game, they're running the game right now. So
Oh
I'm
my
proud
gosh,
of my
that
boys at Solomon.
It's absolutely
Extremely not true. Anyways, we're gonna.
You know what
move over
is
to-
true? That Kanye West apologized this weekend. That's what's true.
Would you call that an apology?
He said he was sorry. He said he had changed his
Not
perspective.
specific enough. And he's just trying to say that to get some money back from Adidas.
Kanye doesn't
It's
need money.
probably not. It's not like Puma.
Kanye's bigger than money.
Let's not paint Kanye as Puma right now.
Right. Oh man. All right, let's move on. We finally saw the first picture of a shoe from Jerry Lorenzo and Adidas.
Yep.
This is not the basketball shoe that we have been promised, but it is. It looks kind of like the Trae Young shoe,
Yes.
but I guess it does have a fear of God. Definitely vibe to it. Got the Adidas 3 stripes on the toe box. If that's a toe box, it's a little higher than the toe box, kind of. But
Also, is it
regardless.
plastic or what? What is this material?
I don't know. It'd be good if you were dipping your toes in a bucket of water. They would stay dry.
A good touch that he added the Yeezy strap. Nice.
Landon, what
What
are
do you-
your thoughts, if you have any?
They're just trying to replace the lost revenue from Yeezy. They're not going to do it.
100%.
Yeah, they're not going to do it with this.
What happened to
Follow
loyalty?
the
What happened
money.
to? I thought he was doing collabs with Nike. Did they cancel his collaboration?
He's been with Adidas for like 3 years now, I think.
Listen,
not that long.
Nike gave a lot of homies
2 years.
checks but he's the only homie that's ever checked Nike.
I don't know what that means.
Are there
That's my
other
second
pictures of this
Wrangler.
shoe? This picture, it reminds me of
yeah.
like a PlayStation controller.
There's some other pictures on
Yeah,
Sneaker News
controller.
if you go to there, but it's just a funky shoe in general.
Yeah, the three stripes make this look like a Bluetooth speaker or something.
Did y'all see the interview with Jerry Lorenzo saying that God called him to make overpriced, simplistic hoodies? Did y'all see that video that dropped from an
No.
interview?
No, that's an odd one though.
Someone called him out for his stuff being too expensive, or asked him why it's so expensive, and he said, well, God calls for excellence, and excellence ain't cheap. And he was
I
like
like that answer actually.
well, I'm paraphrasing, because then he went on to say something to the amount of just making game-changing, life-altering designs, and most of the clothing that he puts out hasn't changed the game. It's all very simple. It's minimalistic.
Because Christian means cheap, right? It has to be cheap or else you're going to hell.
You said it, not me.
I'm kind of with you, Hayes. I feel like I think somewhere in the Bible it says, "And your gift shall make room for you." I think he's using his gift, and
excellence. I agree with that. If
it's,
we're called to be the best, then your product should be excellent and your service should be excellent, and you should, and you're not a nonprofit, and you should build wealth and give it is what you should do.
Right. Yeah, I'm on the same page. It does. It's weird that I guess the weird part is you don't hear people saying that, which would catch me off guard too. But yeah, I mean, I think the whole Bible talking about money has been so corrupted.
Yes.
And so whatever it was intended to be is now money is evil. And so we've talked about religion and spirituality a lot in this podcast, but yeah, I don't think money isn't evil. There's nothing evil about a piece of paper. Actually, money can enable people to do tons of great things. And so, it's
the irony is the people
corrupted idea.
Most of the people that are preaching to you and me about that have more money than any of us will ever have. Oh, the irony, right?
That's true.
And so got it. Do as I say, not as I do. That's not going to fly with me.
Well, I'll look forward to seeing you in line for his next $600 hoodie, so you can honor thy gift.
Nope, I'll just spend all those
different brands.
Nope, I'll spend all that money on Grateful hoodies and give them away.
A lot,
which is also a pyramid scheme. Do we go into that? Shout out Grateful.
No, it's not really a pyramid scheme.
It absolutely is.
More like that. Yeah.
It's a brand we like, and so we don't care. Pyramid all the way into my throat. Go ahead.
Whoa. What kind of blanks do they use? Is that a Hanes?
No, it's Comfort Colors.
Moving on. I don't know if you guys saw this. This is the Kyrie 8. It
hit
eBay recently.
That is a beautiful shoe.
How did they get this out?
This looks like a copy and paste job from something. This is not good.
It looks like a KD. Looks like
it looks like KD.
2 KDs ago.
Now, this isn't near as bad as the Giannis one that I sent you guys.
Oh, that was bad.
Do you have a picture of that one?
Slides.
Oh, man, that's super bad.
That was bad. That was really bad. So this, as you know, if you've ever listened to this podcast in the last 4 weeks, Kyrie, obviously, after the Kyrie 7 got canceled, and Nike and Kanye split, and that was after the Kyrie 7, like I said. So this is the Kyrie 8 that was never supposed to go into production, but it's currently priced on eBay for $2,300.
Oh my
So
gosh.
right now, it's I think the only one that's on the market, which is kind of crazy. But $2,300 for this? I guess if you're a
No,
collector
thank you.
and it's like you have the only one, right? I mean,
You
I
don't
guess
get that
that's kind of
mortgage
cool.
payment back.
No. Yeah, this is a tough sell, I would say.
Yeah,
So I just thought it was cool.
it's
The
cool.
soul.
I like
It
the
looks like
story is cool.
it looks like a Kobe and a Kyrie kind of mix.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all I've got about that one. I just thought that was kind of interesting. Maybe something you don't hear in the news every day. So
Here, let me just show them what I'm talking about on this.
go for it.
Oh, you guys didn't comment on my. Oh, this is so bad. I can't believe this is a real shoe. This is the Giannis.
Hold on, let me zoom in on you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
that's a
Giannis
bad look.
Freak 5. But look how similar it is to that Kyrie. It's super similar. Like now
This
that I'm
looks like
looking
a-
at it,
Yeah, this looks like a bad Gucci Nike collab right there.
yeah, it's bad.
That can't be the final version, right?
Well, remember the Jason Tatum? Nope, it's not the final version. And then, of course, it was just like a lace was placed differently or some little bitty detail that wasn't
Right.
exactly the shoe.
Yeah. Oh, did you have more on this?
No, not on this. I had another one. I don't know. We'll keep going. I'll see if you get to it.
All right. Had some more Gore-Tex Jordan 1s coming out soon. I think I might try to go for this one.
These are beautiful.
Something you can wear in the rain. You can wear with a lot of different stuff. I like it. The colors go well, and that's the first time on a Gore-Tex Jordan 1 in the last couple of years that we've seen the colors all actually going together.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of
Yeah,
got
this is pretty.
The Escape Air Max 90 colorway, or it's like, I don't remember what it's called, navy and ale or navy and wheat.
Wow! Look at this shoe. Sorry,
Thanks for
What have
coming
you been
back,
doing?
Landon.
I spaced out there for a minute. This, I'm all about this. One, those are my favorite colors. Two, I've got a pair of the Gore-Tex, the green and black and gray. Wow, when did these come out? Because I've got to have. This is everything I'm about. This might be the last shoe I ever have to buy.
How many times do we hear this?
No,
Look
first
at
you've got
those
to buy
layers.
Solomon.
If you're playing the still dripping drinking game, you can go ahead and take a sip. One, Landon wasn't paying attention, which is not uncommon. And two, Landon said that if he gets this shoe, he's going to exit the sneaker game, which we've heard at least, Hayes?
A dozen.
4 times?
Yeah,
A
at least a
dozen.
dozen times. I mean, think this is 109th episode. We've heard it at least a dozen times.
Yeah.
At least 10% of our episodes.
Landon,
These are really pretty. I'll be fearful that in real life, this brownish color looks really yellow. That would be my fear.
Yeah, like a mustard.
Based on the
That would
things
be
that have
bad.
been coming out, it feels like the color is just a little bit brighter or off. And
What's the release date on these?
It is October 14th.
I
You
can't
gotta-
wait that long. Are you kidding me?
eBay.
You can find them
China.
on eBay. You're gonna get mad about this too. Maybe not, since it's the Gore-Tex version. It's a cool $200 for a Jordan 1.
$200? What the heck? Freaking Jerry Lorenzo's gotten up in Nike. I think they've seen the Lord. My goodness, that's ridiculous.
Excellence, Landon. Excellence.
These did not retail
Man.
for 200. These retailed for like, maybe they did. Maybe the original ones did. I don't remember spending
Just wait
$200
till
on them.
it's in the outlet and you'll get them easily. It's not like
These
these
are
are going to
not-
sell out.
These will sell out. Those will not be in the outlet.
There has been no shoe that has been not gettable in a year.
That's far from the truth.
Okay, Hoka. All right, let's go.
All right, let's keep on trucking. I put this on here. This might be. I kind of like this model.
But you have said this. This is your. I'm quitting the podcast after this pair of
This
shoes.
is my. Yeah,
This is
yeah.
you that.
I'm trying to
Oh, I
find
like
one. I
this
just
model.
can't. This is the best New Balance model.
You
New
right.
Balance is killing the game right now. Absolutely just dominating.
This is a beautiful colorway.
That's a great silhouette too.
Yeah, I like the silhouette. Don't like the colorway. Actually, I don't like the red.
Really? Okay. I like it. I think this is probably. Here's the reason I like it. This is the New Balance Air Max 90, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, that's why I don't know. Is it worth it for me to get these when it's just the same thing as a Air Max 90? Maybe it is. I like these. I don't have much red.
That's
I'm
why.
thinking about
That's
it.
why I don't like the red. Is that I don't wear a lot of red.
That's fair. And then, can I wear the? See, here's the thing. Look, if you're like me and you only stick with one brand, and you're trying to expand your palette, just like I'm trying to do with bourbon, expand my palette. Now, if I get these, do I have to go buy some New Balance joggers now? I can't wear them with Nike joggers.
Ooh.
I'm not buying New Balance joggers. Let me tell you that right now, so you can cancel these off the list.
I don't own any other New Balance clothing, and I still wear some New Balances.
You could wear them with like jeans or so, but if I'm wearing jeans, then I'm wearing Jordans.
That's fair. So you're not going to buy these. You need to get a brown. You need to get a brown New Balance, a predominantly brown one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so hard. Like I can't get a shoe that I'm only a low top shoe that I'm only gonna wear with jeans is just not ideal. That's what high tops are for. You wear them with pants. I think I'm out. I think I'm out on all other brands from now on. Asics is the only thing. I'm done. I'm not even entertaining New Balance anymore.
We'll hear about it next week, I'm sure.
Last one. I feel like we could play a little bit of a game. I think this is the Jordan summer lineup that's coming out.
Are we playing the game? Which one is not hot garbage? Because they all are.
That is not true.
I see. There's
1, 2, 3,
three
4, 5.
that
There's
I
like
would probably
6.
entertain.
There's 6 like decent in here.
The cool grays. I'll give you that.
I was gonna
That's it.
say, what if you had to pick one from each? You want to do rows or columns? Which one you want to do?
Let's do rows.
One from each row. What you got, Hayes?
The third one here. I already have what they're calling what are they calling these? The Wizards. It's just the true blue. So I'm gonna go. I don't have a pair of 2s. I'm gonna go with the 2s on the front. The first one.
Okay.
I'll go Thunder. They're the shoes I'm more likely to wear on that row. And then, this is tough between the cool grays. I have had those, so I'll switch it up and go with the elephant print ones on the.
Wow. Didn't think you were
that's
gonna
what I'll
say
go.
that. All right, Landon. What you got?
None of them. They're all garbage.
You are ridiculous. So Hayes, you picked on the top row. You picked the third ones.
Yeah.
I think if you saw those up close, that you would not say that.
What color is that?
It's a good color, but I think the swoosh has like lines through it,
Oh,
almost like a wings print lines through it.
eek.
I'm trying to find.
Is the one over here to the right? Is it pink?
That's what I was
Yeah,
curious.
it's like a, those turbo green that you had.
Yeah,
I think it's similar to that with like a pink.
that's the ones I'll go with. Then I'll switch my vote to that.
Okay. Yeah, I like those. I think those and the second ones are not bad shoes at all. It's got that faded wash look. Yeah, I think those ones, I mean, they do look dope with the aged bottom but yeah, it's like scribbled black all over
Yeah,
it.
no thanks.
I
Never
don't know
mind.
what that's for.
Thanks for informing me.
Yeah, I think all the Jordan ones. I mean, they're pumping out ones, but I think all of them are not bad. The pink ones that you chose, I think, are the best. Um, also would go with I would go with the True Blue threes. Um, the third row is interesting because there's doesn't feel like I would wear any of them. But if I had to choose one, I'm probably going with the Craft fives.
Hmm.
I mean, I could wear them. I feel like those could turn into beaters. And then, gosh, the fourth row, that's a tough one. I don't know if I'd wear any of those. I think the closest ones I mean, it's either the first ones or the third ones that I'd wear.
Yeah.
Maybe wear those 13s. Gosh, the ones, what do you think the worst on here is?
I mean, I like the Laneys just because the history of that shoe, and I passed on those, and I regretted not buying those when I had a chance. I'm talking when they first came out. They were on sale. They couldn't give them away. 14 suck anyway, but either which way, I would never wear them. I love the Flint 13s. I really, really like this shoe, and 13s look horrible on me, and that's why I'm going to pass on that one. 11 is a great shoe. They just don't. They're just hard to take care of, and so that's why I'm going to go with the ones here, is because that'll be a shoe you can wear forever. It looks very similar to a Dunk.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well,
it's not bad.
What is the worst shoe on this whole page?
The pink 2s probably.
It's not a promising look. I really don't like the infrared 7s. I don't think that's a 7. I don't know. It's such an iconic 6 colorway that I just don't think it looks great on the 7. It feels cheap to me. I think it looks good, but I just don't like the idea of it.
Without the red, it's an all white. Like it's too much white.
Yeah. That's your worst? Which one's your worst, Landon?
Bottom right.
They're bad. I mean, I want to like them so bad, but 14s are horrible.
14s are tough. They don't look comfortable at all either.
I mean,
that tongue.
The tongue, the toe box.
The tongue is really where. So I wore these to play basketball in high school, whatever year this was, and I ended up. I mean, I only wore them 2 times because I ended up with huge blisters on the top of my foot with the tongue, because the tongue is a metal, and it would slide back and forth, and it would wear the top of my foot out.
That is nasty. All right, well, that's all I had for sneaker news. Jump back out. Any outside the box news this week? Let's see if I check the doc what we had, if anybody put anything in there. Slam ball's coming back.
Baseball's about to start.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Slam Ball?
I did.
Landon, are you a Slam Ball fan? Trampoline basketball?
And I remember that came out. Yeah.
I think it's coming back out with the same teams. I don't remember the team names, but they had some really good team names. So maybe we'll just have a little Slam Ball segment on here. If we get it. It's like what they say is a football and basketball cross. It's like full contact or something.
What would you name your Slam Ball team?
Ooh.
I got one. I'm going to go Pickle Dusters.
What the heck does that mean?
And I think we'll be from Antioch. The Antioch Pickle Dusters.
Okay. I feel like we should have a Slam Ball draft right now.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
draft a 4-person slam ball team.
From
I'll
the NBA?
name- I would say your best bets are either NBA or NFL.
I was going to say anything. It can be anything.
Yeah. Or
Wow.
I mean, do we want to make it a little more peculiar? Like
Oh, I'll tell you my first pick because it's not going to be
non-starters?
anybody that you would. I was just going to go with like my first pick was going to be Spice Adams.
What in the world?
Creamy Bigums.
Yep, sports related.
I was gonna say let's do because I feel like this is gonna be a retired NBA players. So I was gonna say let's pick retired
Ooh,
NBA players.
Yes. Vince Carter.
Ooh, that's a good one. I guess we're giving Landon the first pick. We don't even know your team name.
PB and Jam.
That's a good name. I'm gonna go with I don't have a good pun right now. I'll name it at the end, but I guess I'm gonna go in order of the screen. So I'll go second. Landon took Vince Carter with the first pick. I'm going with Ben Wallace. I feel like Ben Wallace would be nasty.
I want to go with Shaq or Yao Ming, and I think I'll take
Yao would get
Shaq.
destroyed.
No,
You're
he's just
picking
be an
them
immovable
right now.
force.
I think Shaq is just.
I'm picking them right now. Okay.
Yeah. Right now. I have no idea what Ben Wallace looks like right now, but
I'll go Kevin Garnett now.
ooh, good pick.
Ooh.
Is this a snake? Do I get to go again?
Sure. We don't
I'm gonna
really have
go.
rules.
People that were Amari Stoudemire, but he's still in really good shape.
Yeah, I think he plays on the big three.
Does he?
I think so. If we're sticking to basketball players that are retired. I'm going to take the second UNC guy off the list and go Rasheed Wallace. I got the Wallace brothers.
Only they're not brothers. Landon's in a.
Landon, you got another player?
Muggsy Bogues. Because you get to see him in all of his glory of like what he would have been with hops.
No, you get to. Do we even know what Muggsy Bogues looks like right now? Because if
Yeah, I saw him a couple years ago in person.
Okay.
He looks pretty spry still. Okay, I'll take that. Is Dwight Howard retired or is he still in the NBA?
He's in China.
I think he plays in Taiwan or something.
So can I get that's not retired though, is it? Okay.
Hayes decide.
That's not retired. He's still playing.
Nate Robinson.
All right. Is that your two picks are Nate Robinson and Muggsy Bogues? You got a nice guard to forward ratio there.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. I'm sticking with my theme. I'm going down with the ship right here, and I'm taking Gerald Wallace.
I'm sticking with my theme, and I'm going to go Darius Miles. And now I need a guard. I'm going to go Tracy McGrady.
Oh,
dang it. I was just watching him on TV and thought that was going to get him.
So I got all high school players.
Oh, very nice. Let's see. I don't see any other Wallaces worth taking. Kind of thrown under the bus right here. You know what? We'll take John Wall is not an active NBA player. He's not on a team right now.
He's
Is
not
that fair?
retired.
Dang it. I need a
He's
wall.
retired.
I will go with somebody who's got some size still, like my other players, but who can shoot the rock. And that'll be Wally Zerbiak.
What in the world?
Stretch of
It's
stretches.
Wally. We're going to be, we're just the Great Wall. The Great Walls. Oh, nope. Balls to the walls. That's our team name right there.
Balls to the walls, PB and Jam, and pickle dusters.
Your team sounds like a pickleball team more than a slam ball team.
Pickle popped into my head.
I bet Wally Zerbiak is a good pickleball player too.
Bet he is.
He looks
I bet he can spell really good.
Maybe because he's just white.
No, it's because his last name. You have to be really good at spelling.
Can you spell his last name off the top of your head?
No.
I think I can. Google it for me.
Z.
Tell me when you got it up. This will be it, and then we'll shut it down. I'm going with, it can't take you that long.
Got it.
SZCZERBIAK.
We've done this before.
We've done a spelling bee before for sure.
Did we
But
do
did I get that
Zerbiak?
right?
Is that how you, yes.
Yeah,
You knew it. You read the
Sporkle helped me out on that. Have you ever played that? That's a fun game.
I have. I've
Blast from the
sporkled
past
many a
right there.
time.
Anyways, we're just off the rails. Anybody got anything else before we close it down?
Landon, you don't have any thoughts, like, since you got on here late? Like, I feel like you can
I didn't get
wrap
my
it
fourth.
up.
I didn't get my fourth pick. Wait,
Oh,
we're doing
my
three.
bad.
Is it 3 players? Or do
Oh, that's
four?
right. You didn't get your fourth. Sorry.
Shorten me. Unbelievable.
What's your fourth pick? On the
AI.
PB and Jam.
Allen
Ooh,
Iverson.
I
That's
almost picked him.
a good pick. Very
My
good pick.
average height of my team under 6 foot.
Who was your first pick? Vince Carter. Yeah.
Vince Carter.
Probably is under 6 foot.
He's leading the pack. But then I forgot Nate Robinson got knocked out by Jake Paul. So I don't know if I want. I'd bring the viewers out. People as a chance of redemption for him. So
Yeah.
I'll stick with it.
All right. All right. Well, I don't know if you enjoyed that draft or not with no preparation, but I think it was kind of fun. I had fun. So if you didn't
I
like
enjoyed
it,
it.
screw you.
No, yeah, whatever.
And also in the same breath, I'm gonna say thank you for tuning into the Still Drippin' Happy Hour. This has been a wild up and down, side to side ride. Been a roller coaster today. And hopefully in this time of chaos in our town, and where probably chaos wherever you're from too, because life has a tendency to do that we were able to make you smile at least once on this podcast. What's that famous Jimmy V quote? If you laugh, if you cry, and you something else in a day, or laugh, cry, and I don't know, but that's a full day. And I feel like we had that on this podcast. We had a full pod today. And so that is what I'm thankful for, that we can come on here, talk a little crap, talk about sneakers that don't really matter, and then talk about real life. And it all ends up being a great time. So I'm rambling now.
I agree. I was going to, Landon, you don't have anything to add, like, since we're at the end? I feel like it'd be a good way to wrap it up. You have no thoughts. You don't want to share how you're feeling or anything?
I'll say this. Go be a blessing to somebody tomorrow. That's all we can do.
I think
Amen.
that's consistent with what the first part of this was like.
Yeah. Yep. Remember to go follow us on Instagram at StillDrippinTN. Hit the link in our bio to go see our YouTube or download our podcast anywhere that you listen to podcasts. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. And with that, I don't know if we're going to wrap it out, are we, Hayes? Probably
No,
not.
I'm good.
We're just going to
I would
feed the
definitely end up
ducks.
saying something that was feed the ducks. That's what this is?
Yep.
Wow. Left.
We'll see you next week. Peace.